Europe's road to Russia 2018 began last week. Taking part in their first ever World Cup qualifier were FIFA's newest member, Gibraltar.
This is absolutely massive for me. This is what you dream of when you're watching football growing up as a kid. I remember watching Italy playing in the World Cup semi-final, I think it was. When I was young, so that's my earliest memory of a World Cup, and thinking, God, if only one day. And then now we're sat here looking at seeing what we can do in it.
The stuff of dreams. It's madness to think that someone would even said that 3 years ago, that we'd be competing in a FIFA World Cup qualifiers. You would have said, what you want about, you're joking. But it's something we can strive to think about and believe we can do. And for the younger players as well that are coming through, it's something that they can go on to make a career out of.
It was the moment the population of just over 30,000 had been waiting for. At this year's FIFA Congress, Gibraltar was announced as FIFA's 211th member.
Rare are the occasions when Gibraltar stands up and addresses the entire world. It is my privilege to do so today.
Well, Mexico City was just an incredible experience for all of us. Having been involved so long and then being able to stand there, I mean, as I said in my speech, in front of the whole world, literally, and be able to thank them all for having voted us in was just certainly one of the highlights of my professional life.
Being in FIFA is a huge landmark for Gibraltar, and not just for Gibraltar itself, but for the players, for everyone involved, really. I mean, it's something which everyone in Gibraltar has looked forward to. It's massive for Gibraltarian football, especially for the grassroots. It's just opening opportunities for all of us, and it's something which I think is major for football to develop.
It's a brave new world for Gibraltar as they aim to settle amongst football's elite. But some very big fixtures will help them acclimatise.
If we are seen as a nation that's competing amongst other nations, for example, Portugal and Germany, that will put us on the world map, not just for football, but people will recognise, oh, that's Gibraltar, we know where Gibraltar is now.
3 years ago, we were playing amateur football, and I mean, I would have ripped your hand off if you'd have told me I'd get the chance of playing against the world champions, the European champions, you know, some of the world's best players.
It's great to be part of this journey with the Gibraltar FA and these players in the Euros and now the upcoming World Cup qualifiers. These are the games that they've grown up dreaming about wanting to play in Euro qualifiers, about wanting to play in World Cup qualifiers, and now they can actually realise those dreams.
I remember in the tunnel walking out against Germany in Nuremberg, you know, I looked around and I said to one of my teammates, you know, are we really here? You know, are we really playing against, you know, the world champions? I mean, it's an amazing experience and one which, you know, I'm sure that in years to come I'll be able to tell my grandkids, you know, I once played against Müller, I once played against Lewandowski, and it's very surreal, and it still is every day.
Their international dream comes with special challenges. Many in the national setup balance their team duties with a full-time job.
We're not full-time professionals, we're semi-professionals, and we do have a job, and we have to balance our lives well. It's really weird, but it's something you have to get used to, I suppose. Like Jordan last year, fireman saving a penalty against Germany, those kinds of things. I'm a teacher, so I have to go back now next week and go back into school and back into class, and I'll have all my class talking about, oh, how was the football, how would it go, how was it marking Nani, how was it marking Quaresma, and they'll be on that hype for the next 2-3 weeks. So it's going to be difficult for me to teach them about nouns and adjectives next week when I go back.
There are still setbacks to overcome. International qualifiers have to be played 400 kilometres away at the Estadio Algarve in Portugal. Gibraltar's stadium doesn't meet standards for competitive fixtures.
It is a great shame that we still haven't got a stadium. We've had enormous difficulties. I mean, Gibraltar, as you know, is a very small place, so it's not easy to find a site in which to fit a stadium.
We would love to play in Gibraltar in front of our own fans and to save the travelling from because almost every game for us is like playing an away game. Although we've obviously got used to the surroundings, the training facilities and the stadium here and the hotels, and everything's been absolutely fantastic.
There's nothing like playing in front of your home crowd, you know, that 12th man. and not only for the players, but for the Gibraltar public as well. They'd love to have the games there in Gibraltar, you know, the atmosphere. I'm sure if we played our games at home, it would give us that extra push and you know, and I think even our performances would show maybe a bit of improvement. You know, it does give you that extra push. Playing at Club, for example, recently, where we managed to beat Celtic, which was an amazing achievement for us, and I do believe that part of that was because we played our game in the Victoria Stadium. But we'll see what happens. We're looking forward to seeing if we can get that stadium and get our games to be played in Gibraltar.
Their World Cup journey began with a 4-1 defeat to Greece, but a first goal in a World Cup qualifier suggests positive signs for a country determined to grow.
It's a bright future for everybody in Gibraltar. Being a small community, everybody knows everybody, so it is nice, and hopefully we have younger kids coming up, hopefully going abroad to play football professionally and enjoy the game.
It was all a dream, now it seems it's become a reality. What seems so far, far away, it's getting closer.
Our performances, I think, are improving every game. I mean, it's very hard from a player's point of view. I mean, people look at score lines, and at the end of the day, it makes no difference whether you've come in at half-time 1-0, but if it finishes 7, people just think, you know, you got hammered and that's it. But from my point of view personally, I do believe that we are a better team today than we were 3 years ago. And hopefully with the experience of the FIFA qualifiers as well, we'll only get better. But definitely the future is bright. I just wish I was 18 again and not 33.